Hang on. Are we okay, Ashton?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm just
So
confused.
you are a winner. You are a winner. You can put your address in your donor account. Your shipping address as well. And that raised $1,206.66. Thank you so much, and thank you, Jessica Schwab, who's the wonderful maker of that delightful dice bag.
So if you're just popping in, our stream is down here in our room, so we don't want to do our live auction that was scheduled for 2 o'clock until we have
The chat is down, so we're working
We're
on
missing the chat.
So the auction is delayed until further notice, but we will be doing it as soon as we get things back up and running. It gives you more time to prepare your bids for what promises to be an exciting auction. It is a beautiful, beautiful piece of paper cut art. Look gorgeous anywhere. We're building suspense. You can still send in challenges. Tara is leaving us soon, so if you want to challenge her to do anything,
now would be the time.
Now would be the time. Challenge her not to leave.
Let me tear it up a little. I don't know.
Can you tell us a high school story?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm trying to think if I have anything actually exciting.
Not to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no. Okay, so I guess the only really funny one isn't actually about me. So to give you some background, I grew up in a small town called Sumner. I lived in Bonnie Lake, but I went to Sumner High School. So it's a small town about an hour south of Seattle. Funny enough, we had a lot of high school students that had children. They recorded the MTV like True Life, I'm a teenage mom episode at my high school. And profiled some of the students. We had like a daycare for the students. I did not have a child. This isn't like leading up to a story about me having a child. This is like giving you a feel for my high school. Anyway, so that was fun. One of my friends, one day, I think it was the first day of school, she made a giant sign and put it by the exit from the freeway to get to the high school that said, "Welcome to Sumner, where the land and teens are fertile." That was like one of the best stories that one of my favorite things. What? Yeah. Just because all the teens got pregnant. There's nothing to do in Sumner.
Yeah.
And so
you get pregnant when you leave, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you have your skinny party and you get pregnant, and I didn't do any of those things, so
you escaped.
I was a goody A+ type student who was involved with tons of extracurricular activities. But I was also really into punk music, and I went out to this all ages punk. There were actually a couple different
rebel.
So I dressed all preppy, but I was friends with all the punks, and my boyfriend was kind of in the punk group, but he was also on the JV soccer team. So every weekend we would just go out and I'd march at punk concerts and screamo concerts and stuff, and that's what I was really into. So that was pretty cool.
What were your favorite bands in high school?
Oh man. So I have favorites now that I listen to that I would kind of listen to, but they were way too guilty for me to even admit in high school. Now I really enjoy Dashboard Confessional, but they were way too poppy for me in high school. And even the Ataris, I really liked their old stuff. But once they came out with So Long Astoria, I was they are literally selling out and saying goodbye to their hometown. They're not worth listening to anymore. They're too poppy. I was one of those people.
Yeah. We actually might have been friends.
We might have. Yeah, because I was friends with a lot of punk, rebellious folks that did pranks and stuff. I just was not associated with a lot of those.
You just needed someone to be yes, join the
Oh,
dog
they tried.
side.
They tried.
Ian.
So the Ataris, I really like Brand New. That was one of my favorite bands. But then in junior high, I was all about music, so I was super poppy, super.
None of us are at our best at that age.
Wow, that's a good super poppy. Do it again.
Thank you.
In junior high, I was that girl who cried when I got my first A-. I told the teacher, I was give me more homework, make me do something else. It was a math class, and I was I can't have an A- on my record. It's blemishing everything. It's gonna ruin my college career. And I was in grades because I cared more about absorbing the material than actually studying what I had to do for the test.
I think the one thing that's valuable, really, ultimately, about the whole getting good grades thing, because I was one of those students too, is what you need is not good grades, because when you get out of school, all of a sudden, nobody grades you anymore, and you don't get that automatic satisfaction on a job well done or something, and even when you do your job at work, sometimes people don't care or tell you that. The only valuable, long-lasting skill that comes from that is the ability to focus and get the job done and do things well and move ahead, and like, those are still important skills, but.
Well, the thing is, getting good grades teaches you how to work and how to study and how to learn. And you need to do that if you want to be able to do good stuff. You want to be able to do well in university. I know.
Or you can grow up and be Ian. How are your grades in school, Ian? He's probably a genius.
We probably all knew somebody who was so smart in high school and they never had to do any work and then flunked out of university because suddenly it got difficult and you had university teachers who didn't care.
My first degree was like that.
I think we should all just make a new norm where we don't go to college until we're about 30, because that's when I've sort of finally just now figured out what